Welcome to Canva Workspace walkthrough. So as you'll see at the very top left corner, you can add a title to your document that you are creating in Canva. Once you select the area of the document that you'll be creating, you'll notice that this top white area is one of your menu bars. You can also resize the document if you would like. Say for example you just clicked on the wrong template. I would always suggest copy and resize just in case you did want that original size. But that blue bar up at the top is one menu, the white bar is another one, and right here on the left hand side in the black is where you'll find all of your elements. So one of the things I suggest for folks who are new to Canva is really check out the templates. There are so many different types of templates. Say for example you would like to create a menu. You just click on through. Once you click on it, it'll populate your template area. There you go. And then all those elements are editable. And then if you click again because you want some other type of design, it'll put that into your template. And there's so many different things to check out. For example, if you're creating an event, say you don't want to start from scratch, grab any one of these templates, and now you can put in, for example, if you're a realtor, put in photos of the space that you have an open house for. Or if, for example, you are a school or an organization, you can have newsletter. If you are just want a personal project and you would like to create Christmas invitations for family, or you have a baby shower, there's so many different things you can check out all these different templates for. And then what it does is it populates the different graphics that you might have and that you can work with. It populates the wording, everything from the wording to the fonts, which is really helpful. And so let's just play with one of these templates. Well, actually I like this one. Okay. Now that it's populated with all the different elements of this particular template, you'll see that everything is changeable. And I want to show you as I delete different aspects, as we go down through the layers, all of these different text boxes, this literal box, these different graphics of leaves, everything to the background color, which you can take off, right? So all of those things were created and ready and set for you to go. And then you can see that you can change everything, including the text. You can write your own text here. You can make sure to personalize everything. Because right now this looks like it might be used for social media, but if you're desiring to print this off and mail this to people, or give it to people, then add your text that would make the most sense for whatever it is that you're creating. One interesting thing is that you can click on part of the text within the text field and change that one section's color or size. Now you can see that certain things are highlighted more. And you just go click on that little A that gives you the color options and choose the color that you're looking for. And here's where you find all of the fonts. For example, I've downloaded a bunch of them, so I have a lot of cursive ones. But you'll probably mostly likely see the popular fonts at the very top for you if you have not downloaded any fonts. You can change it to anything that really works for you. You can also type in different types of styles of font that you would like to find, because there's so many in Canva that it might be easiest just to search for something like handwriting or script. You can search for bold text or thin text. And notice that if there's a crown next to the font or any element really, It means that this is associated with the Canva Pro membership, which you'll find in the description box. I have a 30-day free trial link for you to try and explore. But you'll also notice that there are so many that don't have a crown, and there's so much available to you if you just desire to play with and utilize the free version of Canva. Another thing to note about fonts is that serif and sans serif means serif is the kind of beautiful stylized, and as you can see here, sans serif is more blocky. And so you can look up fonts in regard to that as well. So with resizing your text, you can literally drag and pull it larger or smaller. You can also click the plus and minus next to the sizing option in the menu. There is a bold and italicized options for many fonts, not for all of them. This little capitalize button allows you to capitalize the whole frame. Then also here with letter spacing, you can see that you can space out the letters. You can space out or minimize the line. So many options. And lastly, too, here, you can add an effect to your fonts. You can add a shadow. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see that. And if you offset it more, you'll see it even more. You can add a bit of a shadow to your text, sort of an overall blurred shadow, outline, neon, everything, even curve the text, which is one of the newer capabilities of Canva. I'm just gonna undo here. For those of you with a Mac, you can do Command Z to undo, and it'll just move back probably to infinitum all the different changes you've made. I think it's Control Z for Windows. Now, another thing to note too is if you want to add a page, there's that button that says Add Page right there. It usually incorporates the background color, but you can just click on it and hit the delete button, and there you go. You can also duplicate your whole page, which duplicates every single element, and then from there you can make changes if you want. One thing I would suggest is if you're going to be changing colors and fonts, you might want to lock the original page if you only want to change it on the second one, because there are ways in which you can make changes across the whole page with one click, but you wouldn't want to do that across all pages necessarily. So make sure to lock the elements you don't want to change. And you can also unlock them when you want to make changes after that. Another thing to note is that that little plus sign is the same exact as that button, gray button down there. Two ways to get to adding a page without copying and duplicating all the elements. So now let's go check out elements. I am using that word multiple ways, but for much of Canva, what element means are the graphics, all the decorative elements that you're putting on the page. You can search through here, you can look for lines and shapes, basic shapes, graphics. Stickers means that they're animated shapes, photos, videos, audio, like really so much capacity with Canva. It's incredible. Often with this Elements tab, I'm typically looking for graphics. So if you look down, for example, like if you're searching for leaves, you can find everything from photorealistic leaves to cartoon leaves, animated leaves that are blowing in the wind. Let's play with some of these cartoon leaves because they seem to go with our template pretty well. You can rotate your element, you can resize it. Sometimes you can change the color, but it really just depends on the element. Often if it's a basic shape, you can definitely change the color. Another hot tip, if you don't want to rotate it but you want to flip it, just click on that in the white menu up above. Well, right there. You can see how easy it is to just drag and drop basically, or click and drop. And you'll notice here there's one of those stickers, which is an animated graphic. Everything from vines, which would be really cool. One thing to note is that sometimes when you click on something, it'll give you magic recommendations, which means other elements that are similar to this. They're not always exactly similar, but sometimes it's a great way to find more from the same artist. So for example, with these photorealistic leaves, you have more leaves, photos, flowers, stuff like that. Let's just go add one more little thing to our design here. And often, when you click on it, you can drag and pull it onto your template, your page. But when you click on it, it'll put it right in the middle, just so you know. One thing also to know is that you can click on something and hit the delete button, or you can click and drag it off of the page, and both of those will delete the element. I like this little squirrel. Let's put him in the corner there. And see, again, magic recommendations, more from the same artist. So they kind of look similar, right? And if you have, for example, a series of cards, and you want them to look congruent, you might use the magic recommendations to find more from that artist. Ooh, and just a little note about more things you can play with Canva is you can bring in videos, you can change how long the duration of the video is. You can animate it by making it fade in. There's so many things, but we don't want to get too far into that. So let's go back to our fun little design here. You can also upload elements, images, video, and audio. If you have something that you create that you want to bring in, or a logo or something like that. There's lots of different photos you can play with and utilize. And especially if you have the Canva Pro, all of the photos are available to you for commercial use. Anything that you're looking for, though, do look through the licensing on how exactly to do that. But also, if you were to bring in a photo, for example, into this design, there's so many aspects of it that you can adjust. One of the things I love doing is taking out the background, because I probably don't want that white background. Just want fight food waste. Most of the time, the background remover works with one click, and it just takes it off expertly. However, you can, as you see there, select a brush and erase and restore, so you can get in there, zoom in really far, erase pixels, restore pixels if you really needed to. And then you can, even after you've taken the background off, you can adjust the size. Maybe we'll just play with this a little more. I'm just going to copy this text here. Copy and paste, Command C, Command V. One thing that's fun to do design-wise is to utilize the capital letters, right, for a title or a school name or something like that. Then utilize regular text, add something like this square here, which is nice because some of these shapes you can change all the different planes, right? You can make it thin or tall or just a square. And now look, isn't that nice? A little more pizzazz to the design here. Okay, let's go back to our Thanksgiving one. So other things to note, you can If you are unsure about what sort of fonts go together, you can use the styles section and help you to look at that. You can also add even more things to your menu bar. Everything from QR codes. Many of you know that these are super popular right now. You can customize the color and everything. You can add GIFs into here, into your design. You can add audio. If, for example, you're going to download it as a video. All sorts of videos. There's just so much to choose from. Now, a very important thing to know after your design is done is how to access it. You can go up into the right corner, hit share and download, and now you see that there are so many different ways you can download it. JPEG, PNG, PDF, MP4. You can change the size if you'd like, make the background transparent, compress it, and you just hit download. It starts downloading. You can also make a template link if you'd like. For example, if you were to sell this on Etsy, you wouldn't want to sell your actual design, you'd want to sell a template link, which means they just get a copy of what you're doing as a template so that they can make their own changes. Or you can print your design. And now you can look up however you would like to print it, right? Like if we were to print this as a card, you can look through here and see the different options. Maybe we'll just try one of these. You can always hit resize design. But for this, you'd want to move the design over as you see it folds, right? But I'm just going to do undo. Let's go find another one. Alright, so let's come back to this one. Hit resize design, and you'll see that it puts it to exactly what it would need to be to print it. And you have either a blank background, or you can go make a background. So let's just get rid of some of these elements. Change the size here. Get rid of that line. Cool. Now you can go and then choose for the background, or the back side, sorry, page 2, or just none if you don't want to. So either way. You can choose the size, and it shows you in inches which size you're looking for. And you can see it will adjust as you're moving along. You can change it to matte or gloss or uncoated finish. And then you choose the number. And I would say, honestly, the prices for Canva printing are pretty good. This is very similar to what I would use elsewhere. So yeah, so that's how you can print it off. And I really do hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial on the Canva Workspace. I know sometimes when you're getting into something new that it can feel a little intimidating, but I want you to know that just allow yourself to play with it, you know? Like if you were a kid with crayons, allow yourself to really play. And thank you for joining me. Give this video a thumbs up if you would. Oh, and we can even make this better because look, we'll go find a sticker, which is, as I mentioned, is an animated graphic. How fun is that? Because this is a video, so. And do know that more of these videos will be coming soon in regard to tips and tricks on how to use Canva. I've been using Canva for many, many years. I've created well over 1,000 designs in Canva, and I would love to share with you all the beautiful things that we can explore. So have a beautiful day. Thank you again for joining me.